Finally, the calm before the storm. Things start popping off tomorrow. We got one of the biggest car shows in California right here at Pismo Beach. I will be creating content like crazy this weekend. Got 3 days of this car show. I'm still camping out on the beach and the sand dunes here in California. Oh man, you cannot imagine the dues I have paid to get to this point. But you know, if you just keep at it, if you have your vision and you don't stop and you get through all the discomfort and the hardships and the challenges, things pay off. You just have to remember all the pain, all the discomfort, all the challenges, they're all worth it if you see it through. But none of it's worth it if you quit before you get where you're going. And now we're here. I'm currently on lunch break, just bouncing off the walls, excited. We already got a couple cars showing up. We're setting everything up. They literally put red carpets leading in directly to where I sell beer and food. I have a feeling parking and camping are gonna be a pretty big challenge throughout this. I'm honestly planning on heading back up to San Luis Obispo or even back to my little mountaintop retreat if necessary, just to make sure I can park somewhere without having any troubles while town is extremely busy with people from all over the place. I'm sure the cops will be vigilant around this time. I mean, you have to be when things get this busy and wild in a small town. And I want to make sure I keep flying below the radar. I'm not breaking any rules. I'm not doing anything wrong, but I still really don't know how they honestly view people like me coming in from out of town, living in their vehicle, working for a summer and disappearing. You know, back in the mountains, that's what they had to do. There was literally no housing, so businesses at first wouldn't allow you to park overnight, but by the time I left Breckenridge, Colorado, they were using that as a bribe to get you to work for them. Hey, come work for us. You can sleep in your car in our parking lot in the freezing ass cold. Well, that didn't sound too fun. One of the many reasons I left that town. It was so hard to live there. I would say it's hard to live out here, but the only real challenge has just been the cold, rainy weather. And it wouldn't be a challenge, you know, living in a house with climate control, with plumbing, with electricity. But I got out here literally the last day of warm season last year, toughed out a whole cold winter, relatively speaking, not freezing as cold like the mountains. Technically, we aren't into hot season or warm season because it doesn't really get hot out here until the middle of June, and we're a couple days from the beginning of June. And honestly, I mean, this cool sea breeze, for a while I had to wear my flannel shirt today just to keep myself warm. Heard somebody say the number of cars to expect was around 800, but that was from like a previous year, so they're thinking even more. I don't really have any idea what to expect at this point, honestly. I know I'm gonna be front and center in it, and I'm gonna be shooting videos for hours before and making sure to bring you guys some amazing content about this event. Here we are, just the beginning of the beginning. People just starting to get parked and set up. Man, I'm stoked. These guys are wise. They gotta cover the cars with plastic too because of all this salty sea air and sea breeze, and honestly it does make me a little bit sad to have the Suburban out here exposed to all this salty air, but I didn't get the thing to sit around and look at it. I got it to use it, and I don't think there's another Chevy Suburban anywhere in the world that's having such a cool life as the one that I've created with mine. A little bit more plastic wrap. Really cool looking car under that. I just captured a short with it, but can't really show you what's happening with it now. Bet that beach is going to be packed this weekend. Here's work. There we are. Got those red carpets ready for me. Here we go. Check this out. Literally having red carpets leading right up to where I'm hanging out here selling beer on the pier. Loving life. And over here, you can walk over here at any point and just take a look at this beautiful beach. Take a breath. Be grateful for just being alive and having had the crazy vision to turn my SUV into a tiny home. Drive west with $700 and no plan and a commitment to just do whatever it takes to survive and begin creating the future for myself that I truly want, which has evolved into creating the version of myself that I admire the most, and then using that man to inspire others to do the same. And here's the view I will have looking out, except this is going to be shoulder to shoulder craziness. Time for the fun to begin. Just wrapped up work at the first day of the car show. This was really kind of the calm before the storm. It's a cool chance to check everything out ahead of time. I was capturing a whole bunch of vertical videos today, so I didn't really get anything here for the long form video, but I've got a couple days of working here. I'll be out shooting videos every day before I go to work in the early afternoon, and I want to make sure to show you all these really cool cars. Seems like the theme for this show, it's classic car show, but it's really a lot of resto mods, like cars that have the old bodies that have been restored, but then upgraded, lowered, big wheels, new motors, new interior. I mean, the exact thing that I would want to do if I were to ever have a classic car, hobby car, show car type of car. Looks like we got some cars cruising and some action up here. Let's go check it out, see what we see. Well, I think we either just caught the very tail end of it, or they're going through traffic lights and stuff. I don't know. I can tell you, I'm going to be way too busy the next few days to stick around for the next hour or two, hoping I get a few cool shots when we'll be around these cars for the next couple days.